Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all, okay? Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. So this is my review recap for Queensugar, okay? Season 7, Episode 2. After a period, peace blooms. Now, y'all, I need y'all, okay, number one, to stop messing with my damn Aunt Vi, okay? Number two, I need the borderlands to just win, honey, because they be going through it. I need these racist people up out of here, starting with damn Sam behind. They are aggravating my freaking nerves. There was a couple different things that happened in this episode, okay, that I just want to drop kick some people right through the damn TV, honey. Including Parker over here playing damn games with her crocodile tears. But we gonna get on into it, y'all. Let's take it from the top. So, we started out this episode on Vaz basically looking for her address book. We already know that, when things is going down, Vaz gonna get into it. She gonna get busy. She gonna get it popping. She ain't gonna stop till she gets to the bottom of whatever she needs to get to the bottom of. And so, of course, Hollywood comes in and he sees her, going through all these different boxes and stuff. And he's like, are you all right? Do you need some help? Okay. Is there anything that I could do for you? Because that's what Hollywood gonna do. He always got her back, but he also is asking her, like, do you want to talk about it? And he always gonna keep it real with her. And she says, I'm not gonna let Parker take this away. She was like, I don't believe her or Sam for one damn minute, Betty was my best friend. I knew her. And, she would not do anything that was going to hurt me or my family. And she pulls out this picture of them when, they were younger. And she was saying how she was a good person and she would never allow Sam or her daughter to do them wrong. And he's telling her, baby, that was a long time ago. People change. And I mean, Hollywood got a point there too, right? When's the last time have you and Betty actually talked? Maybe she done got some different thoughts on certain things now, right? We don't know. But Aunt Vi is saying, look, it's been a minute, but I don't care how long it's been, all right? I know my friend. And he's just pretty much like, telling her the bottom line is this is still Parker's mother. And so when he was asking her how long it's been since they talked, she was basically saying, like I said, it's been a while, but she knows her. And so when she said that, Hollywood know when to back off and leave it alone. And, she telling him that she's going to find her. So I said, all right now, because like I said, when Aunt Vi got her mind stuck on something, baby, I don't care who you are, you're not getting in her way. So we then see, Ralph Angel, Nova, and Micah basically sitting down looking at this old family video, that's showing their parents and, the name book and all of that and showing them as kids. And he was just saying that he never, even seen them that young. And the damn tape starts to like, y'all know how them damn tapes in the VCR is, okay? Getting a little bit messed up, got a little caught up in there, right? So Michael pulls it out and he's like, we really got to get this digitized before it gets messed up. He was like, it got a little caught up, but thank God it did not rip. And so she was like, yeah, we definitely got to do that before we lose everything, okay? So he said he would work on that for them, right? And, you just still seeing Ralph Angel in his feelings or whatever, but Nova's trying her best to keep him in good spirits and let him know he's not alone. They're working on this stuff together and they are going to get through this, how they do, right? And we can't sit here and dwell on everything like it's all lost because it's not over. We're going to keep fighting and we're going to stop them, at this council meeting tomorrow and all of that kind of stuff, right? We got Dominic working on some things and she's already reached out to all the living descendants. And so she was like, they have to take that into consideration and they're going to stop Parker and Sam. And so her and, Ralph Angel just kind of hold hands when she says that, right? And then we see the house all boarded up and everything looking deserted. And we seeing this big Landry Enterprises sign. I say y'all could kick that damn thing right off of there. So then we transition to where, Micah's in class and this teacher's showing these different, pictures he has. Some of a reopened, case with a black person that got killed and Black trans lives matter and Black lives matter and the resilience and all of this. And he's showing the difference in between, taking pictures that basically can be shared over 1 million times and, get all across the world that's showing protests or whatever, right? And he's saying that Kiki helped him upload these NFTs and it got him up to, $100,000. And then, he donated these proceeds to Black Lives Matter or whatever. I think it was $1 million, right? Which I still really don't understand. NFT, don't get me to lying on that. But he was showing the difference in doing things that are going to get you, great value, money or whatever, right? And then doing things that just basically are able to, show this image of what's going on that doesn't really have a dollar amount, right? But have brought peace to a grieving family. And so he basically was like, it's up to you which one that you do and who you are. And he said they'll talk more about NFTs later, but he just want to go over the basics. So he says an NFT is a non-fungible token, okay? It's like this piece of digital art stored online, and it's secured by a blockchain. And so he said an artist can sell NFTs and make a living all the time, but it's whether you value the image or you just basically, want to do it for you. So he says it's the artist's perspective. So he basically was saying that, the assignment he's giving them is to show the world through their eyes, bring him some of their projects that they're doing and show which kind of artists they are, right? Show me you. And so Micah's basically looking like he's thinking and he's shaking his head or whatever the case may be. And when the class is over, Micah goes up to him like, do you mind if I speak to you? And Micah's still kind of saying like, I don't really, understand this too much. How do I upload an NFT, right? And so he says, well, generally, you go through an aggressive site. And he says they collect and, sometimes you could get paid top dollar. So Micah's like, well, do you know anyone that would be interested in my work? And he tells him about this guy named Zane, okay? But he was like, I've worked with him a few times or whatever. And he says Kiki introduced him to the guy and he's been sweating him for more stuff. But he basically was like, I'll be honest with you, he's a little slippery. Now, he says, if you could handle that. And Michael just was like, okay, thank you. But I said, Michael, why you not asking more questions? Okay, what do you mean by slippery would have been the next question. All right, but we going to carry on from there, honey. So, or why not even just contact Kiki, being as though you already know Kiki. But again, we going to carry on. So next we get Prosper, and he's sitting talking with Hollywood, and I just love when they show them having a little male bonding or whatever. And of course, this is a small town. Everybody knows Prosper's taking Sandy on this date. So Hollywood is like, I heard you taking Sandy on the date, okay? And Prosper was basically like, yeah, I don't really know what to take her, okay? She done been all around. She done been to these expensive restaurants. I don't really know what I could do for her, something that really would be special for our first date. And so Hollywood at first is like, I'm sure you'll come up with something. You two will be together. That's all that matters. And he was like, just worrying or whatever, right? Because he wants this to be perfect. So Hollywood said, give me something to work with. What does she like? He says, well, she talks about Jamaica a lot. He said, okay, then Jamaica it is. He said, man, I can't afford no trip to Jamaica. He said, well, you could bring Jamaica to her, baby. We can turn the real spot into, Jamaica spot for her, all right? Jamaica paradise. And y'all can have your date there. We could get the trees and stuff lined up, decorated up real nice, have, Vibe make some daggone jerk chicken, rum cake, have the reggae music. We gonna make your first date a date that Sandy could remember. And I was like, I love it. I just love it. And he's, Prosper says Jamaica and say Joe. I said, all right now. So, they still giving Mo this tour, showing her all around the land, and her Prosper, Nova, Darla and Ralph Angel, they all walking around talking, and he's showing how he has had this land, and she's telling him about this air, and he's like, listen, I ain't never known that air could basically make a change and make some money with the land. And she was like, no, if you do this, it really could make a difference. My profits doubled within a year. And they're like, wow, that's something, right? And so she basically ends up giving them this bag to have these seeds, and she says that's from her land, that's from her mother's people, and she tells them to save the seeds and pass it to their next generation, right? And she also says hopefully it'll bring you luck with the, council meeting tomorrow. And so they're like, wow, thank you, or whatever the case may be, right? And so now Nova, of course, is trying to see if she can get her interview in, right? Because we know they got a little bit sparks flying between them two. So she agrees, right? And she, first Nova was saying over dinner, but Miss Mo says over a drink. So she's like, okay, cool, all right, drinks. And so, here go Ralph Angel looking back and forth at them or whatever, right? And then, Prosper and Zala say bye. And then Ralph Angel still kind of standing there like, do y'all need anything from me? And they like, nah, we good. And so, Nova basically Mo asked Nova, like, okay, well, where we going? Okay, where you gonna take me out to for this drink? So we got Billy shopping in the supermarket, and she's still ignoring her damn husband call, okay? She still ain't answered that damn call yet. I said, girl, just go ahead and answer it and get it over with. And we hearing some voice tell her, you know that ain't gonna make it stop, okay? Last time I did that, he was in the cafe across the street. And so when she looked up, who is it? Dan Parker. I said, no, girl, we don't talk to Dan Parker, okay? But apparently Billy don't know about Miss Parker yet. And so Billy said, well, I don't have to worry about that, okay? Because he is all the way, away from here in Chicago. And she said, well, mine's is in New York. And so we safe then. I said, Parker, nobody cares where yours is at, all right? So then Billy all complimenting her, talking about something, I like your jacket. Now, I was wondering, did she know who Billy was before she started the conversation? Or was that really just random? More than likely she knew, but Billy didn't know her. That's what I'm assuming. And so, basically, she's still gathering her food and stuff. And she just tells her, like, listen, this may be too TMI, but avoiding calls don't end well, right? And if you're going in that direction anyway, you might as well just get it out and, over with, all right? Just my opinion, just my advice, just my experience, basically. And so, Billy is basically like, look, he is a good guy, which I don't know why she was telling her all this or whatever, right? And I do still love him. She was like, he's always been a great guy. That's why I got with him. That's why I chose him in the first place. And then she catches herself like, why am I telling you my whole life story? I'm sorry, right? And so Parker's telling her to just rip the Band-Aid off, right? It'll hurt at first, but it does get better. And so Billy was saying she not sure she ready for that. And so she tells her, you don't know until you try. She was like, or just call him. And so then, Billy tells her Billy didn't. And so she did look kind of surprised when Billy said the name. Maybe she didn't know at first, and then she caught on after, because Honey talking about, well, my mama calls me Imani. You could have just said what your name was, girl, okay? We don't give a damn what your mama call you. And so, Billy talking about nice to meet you, Imani. And then they basically go on about their business, all right? And so, we see, Nova and Mo out at the bar or whatever talking, right? No, I'm sorry. Before that even happened, we were still seeing Prosper, okay, and Zagon, Hollywood, just conversating and talking about making these preparations for this date. And, it's so sweet seeing Prosper just really worried about making sure everything go okay, and also just kind of overthinking. And he was saying how, things were so much easier back in the days, right? You didn't have to worry about so much. And he says that, he just really feel like he already had his person, right, with his wife and stuff like that. But he does think that Sandy is a special person, because Hollywood was telling him that it's nothing like finding your person and being able to fall in love. And so he was telling, Prosper's no more flying solo, okay? It's time for you to, find your mate. And Prosper was telling him, well, I'm kind of used to being alone, right? And then Hollywood tells him he waited a long time to find his queen. But, like I said, Prosper's saying, listen, I loved my, one already, right? And we had some beautiful years together, whatever, right? So he's just a little rusty now. He says it was smooth back then. It was easy back then. You had the right words. And it was just being him was enough. And Hollywood is letting him know it haven't changed that much. It's still pretty much the same way. And, Prosper was saying, I hope you're right. And so he says he definitely is sweet on Miss Sandy. Then we got Nova and Mo in the bar, and she just was saying that, she was born with this, okay? It comes from both sides of the family, and, she's Cherokee and African or whatever. And from day one, she just was taught about the earth and the grounds and, the fact of her heritage and, all the things that her ancestors had to go through. And taking care of the land means taking care of them and stuff like that. And so Nova was saying, well, you got Native American, and she says, and African. And she was like, well, both and neither. She says, in the spaces that she fits in, she's not black enough and she's not Native American enough. And we know how those stories go, right? And so Nova was telling her she could understand that. And, they got into talking about, the things that our ancestors had to do, especially when they were taken into slavery and things of that nature, were put in the different things, rice or whatever different freaking stuff that they had to hide and braid into their hair, okra and all of that kind of stuff, right, when they were stolen from Africa. And so they both was able to bond and, talk about that. And then, Mo was even saying how her mother told her a story about when they were removed from their land and they tried to put seeds in Oklahoma, the crops wouldn't grow there, okay, because it basically was like, this is on the white people's land, right? This is not our land. And so how was they supposed to survive on food and stuff like that, right? And so they was just basically being able to bond and open up when having that conversation, and they drinking their beers, while they was talking. And so then when they finished the beers, because Miss Mo was like, well, do you have somebody at home, okay, that you are sharing your crops with? And she had just finished getting a text from Dominique. And so, she was like, is there somebody tending to your garden waiting at home for you? So Nova said, not at the moment, okay. Right now he's out of town, but yes, I do. And she says, and you? And Mo was basically telling her, like, I'm still looking. And she was like, well, good for you. And so I said, we'll hold that to the side because we know how Miss Nova do. But then she go ahead and she started getting into the interview as they finish, they beer. So then we had, Micah just standing looking at this art. And he sees the teacher again, and he's basically like, well, I got you here. Can I show you some of my photos? And he starts showing him the different black and white photos that he have. And the teacher's like, okay, yeah, these is good. And so we find out, or Micah finds out, okay, that Kiki is the boss, all right? He really needs to speak to her. She's the one that sets up everything. She's the one that basically knew the guy Zane. And again, I'm asking, well, why haven't he talked to Kiki yet, all right? And he's asking the teacher, did she tell him? And before he could even finish, he was basically like, yes, she did. And he went and he walked off. So I said, okay, this should be interesting. We then get Vi in the restaurant with Jaqueen, right? And he's still going on about, all my pies got sold and, a lot of people want them. And she had to throw a little shade. She was like, yeah, well, look, been getting a lot of tourists, okay, that don't really know what's what here, okay. But most of my main people is still buying mines out. But she said, hey, tell you what, I will let you help me, to do the food for Prosper's party. And she was like, really? She said, yeah, why not? And she says, how's your mom? Did you tell her I said hi? And then he's talking about like this funny look and was like, yeah, she just busy working. And Aunt Vi was like, if something was going on, you would tell me, right? And he basically says, yeah, but we know and Vi know that something else is going on. And I'm pretty sure Vi gonna get to the bottom of that. So then we get, remember that Darla told Miss, what's her name? We just gonna call her Miss P, right? She told her she was going to take her down to the bank and find out what was going on with her application. So we got, Darla and also Billy there with her, and they talking to this Miller, okay, Mr. Miller at the damn bank that's in charge of all of this. And Miss P apparently put these files, you know what I'm saying, these applications in his hand, but he want to play dumb now and keep talking about he don't remember, you know, and he didn't got no control over how long, you know what I'm saying, it takes. And we could see that basically he is bullcrapping and holding up this process on purpose because he wants them to lose their damn farms. You know, he got the nerve to tell her that, oh, well, I'll tell you what, if you could get me 25,000 in, you know, 48 hours, I think it was, or something like that, or 24 hours, then, you know, you could keep it, but if not, I could help you with selling your land. And she like, I don't want to sell my land. She said, I've been coming here 35 damn years, or whatever the case may be. You know, at the same time, Billy is saying, well, her USD things didn't come through either, and that shouldn't have nothing to do with it, okay? And he's saying, well, they're all tied up. And then he got the nerve to talk about some damn reverse discrimination or whatever, right? Why should black farmers be able to get it before white farmers? I said, man, if you don't get the hell out of here with that bull crap, he was pissing me the hell off, right? And, you know, oh, we can't just be giving out folks stuff and all of this because of their race. I said, listen, y'all better stop playing, all right? So, you know, Darla had told him that doesn't stop, you know, y'all from helping the white farmers. Don't do it, okay? And then Billy says, you know, this is not supposed to have anything to do with the extension. So the math still ain't mathing, okay? One don't have nothing to do with the other. So if one thing didn't come through, the other one should be here, okay? We smelling something bad in the milk, basically. You know, and you have this other guy that's on the side that keep looking, all right? This black guy that works in here, and you could tell that he knows that they full of crap, okay? And that Mr. Miller is lying too. And so, you know, basically, of course, Miss P is very upset, as she should be, or whatever, right? And this is when he act like he's doing her some favor by saying, I'll tell you what I can do, okay? It's some people that's very interested in buying your land. And when they was about to get up, he talking about some, hold on a second. He says, I've known you for nearly 40 years, so I'm going to make an exception for you, okay? As if he's doing her a favor. And then that's when he made the offer about if she could get the payment in within 48 hours, then they would be settled. And she was like, how the hell I'm supposed to do that by Monday? And, you know, Darla just says that they will be in touch. So you see the guy get up and walk out a little bit ahead of them, and then they walk out, and Darla's like, look, I seen you looking, I know that you know something. And he says, yeah, this happens with all the cases that Miller is in charge of, and he makes sure that he's in charge of all the black cases, right? But he says he really can't be seen talking about it there, and she could hit him up later. So I say, okay. Oh, child, it always got to be some mess, right? And it just makes my blood boil, all right? And so then we see, you know, what's his name? Micah goes to this NFT guy, right? Zane. And he says, you know, they got to see if he could fit in first, right? But we noticed that as soon as he meet with the guy, he's talking about, oh, I love your dad. And, you know, he's a beast on the court. And Micah's like, yeah, true that. You know what I'm saying? We definitely agree. And he's showing him the pictures on the wall. And then he's showing him where all the stuff is basically stored digitally. And so he needs to see Micah's painting first, and then see if he could get in. And he's warning him that a lot of times those people that first, you know what I'm saying, come in don't necessarily make anything. So don't be too discouraged if he don't make nothing off the first thing. So we get to the council meeting, y'all. And Parker and her raggedy daddy is there. You know, she telling him, daddy, don't worry about it. I got this. I know how to handle it. Just be quiet. Of course, Aunt Vi sees them standing there. And she ain't going to let them be standing there without her walking over first. You know, she come walking over, whatever. Like, y'all not going to win this. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not going to get away with this and all this other kind of stuff, right? And, you know, Sam is telling her, well, rather Parker says first, you know, Ralph Angel should have just took the land. Y'all took the deal. Y'all talked him out of taking it, you know. And Vi was telling her, you should be ashamed. Your mother would be ashamed of you. And she says, you have no idea what my mother want, okay? And Vi told her, look, I don't give a damn who your mama is. You better watch how the hell you talking to me, okay? Fix your damn face and that voice, all right? And so she was basically saying that it was her land now, right? And so, you know, here comes Sam talking about some, you know, oh, y'all had a chance or whatever the case may be, right? And I hope your family is prepared to accept the council's ruling. I know we are. And then Va walked back over to him and said, look, we used to take in losses. We take losses most of the time. Things have never worked in our favor, right? But we still always come out on top. We still here and we still keep on fighting. And she basically walks away from him. We never give up. I said, I know that's right, Va. Let him know, okay? So, of course, when they get out here to this meeting, Nova ends up getting a text, from Dominic saying still nothing, wish that he was there with her. And they call her to the front for her to speak, right, first. And she's just talking about how this is a historical landmark or whatever, we had, people that was hurt and all different type of things happened to them that's now buried there. We should respect that. We should leave them there. This is our ancestors. She's asking the council to respect that and not to destroy it because of greed or whatever the case may be, and honor our ancestors and our past and honor the future, And she was just basically like, thank you. And everybody started applauding. So here go, raggedy ass Parker come up there and she gonna talk about some, my family is there too or whatever the case may be. And I actually agree with Nova. She's 110% right. We do have to honor their legacy. And this is when Billy notices her, okay? And Billy finds out who the heck she really was that she was talking to. And she's saying, I too have ancestors buried on that line. And I share in the pain and suffering, and I honor those brave souls, and but I think that we should remove them from there and have a proper burial, whatever the case may be, right? And then she gonna start holding on to this chain, talking about this was the locket that my mother gave me and her grandmother gave her. And I remember what she told me about my ancestors, and she's like, and this is what I'm determined to do, excuse me for a minute. And this one, she wanna put on her crocodile tears, y'all, and start acting like she freaking about to get upset and cry. I said, Billy girl, bye. Billy girl, bye. Cut the ball. Okay, she talking about we do have to honor the past and the future. So I'm asking that the council go ahead and remove this or whatever so that we could put up this new building, which is going to give people jobs and help the community and all of this. And that's a better way to honor, my mother and our ancestors and everything else. And so they tell her thank you for speaking. And basically, they're saying that she's going to be bringing life back into St. Joe's, that they've been struggling for too long. This is going to help with hundreds of jobs and all of this crap. And so they basically vote in their favor. And of course, Ralph Angel is feeling even more destroyed, even more let down, Of course, Nova's still trying to tell him don't give up. And, he's just still here looking at these pictures and videos like from his dad and mom. Now he has it on his phone and he's laying there with the baby. And, Darla had came home like, what you up to, what y'all looking at or whatever, right? And he was showing her and they talked about their first date and all of that kind of stuff too, right? And you could just hear that little baby snoring, and I said she just a nice, so cute and just sleeping just as good as I don't know what, right? So we also see that daggone Mr. NFT, okay, I don't trust him. Something about me is rubbing something about him is rubbing me the wrong way, y'all, okay? In my spirit, something is not right. Now, first he was so excited to hear about his father, and talk about him. Then all of a sudden you come into his house and you looking around, oh, the furniture is nice, you balling, this is a great setup. And Micah telling him like, oh, well, that's mostly my mother. And he's like, yeah, Charlie balling and, she fine. And I'm just like, what do you really want? What are you really after? What is your game? And yet you still have not heard Micah not one time say, well, what does this entail? What do I have to do? What does it require? How much am I going to get paid? How does this work? What is your percentage or any of this stuff? Because at that point, that's when Micah was actually working on making the digital copy for them. I need him to come here and make some digital copies for me, honey. But anyway, I got to do the same thing. But that's when the guy had came, when he was in the process of doing that, and he busy looking all around his house and stuff, and Michael was telling him, get comfortable, take off your shoes, I hope you don't mind doing that. And he comes in giving him a hug, and he's bringing this wine, and Michael's like, oh, do you want to drink the wine now or whatever? And he was like, yeah, we can, it's up to you. And he's just like being a little bit too much for me, okay? I don't know where he's going with this. Like, are you attracted to Micah? Are you trying to get money from Micah? Is it all of the above? Are you trying to see about his parents? Are you trying to see about him? I'm confused, okay? And I don't like the the feeling that I'm getting, okay? And so it was really awkward when he said his mom was hot. Micah really didn't have no, reply to that. And then he come and sit down, and he basically was starting to, talk to him, give him the drinks or whatever the case may be, and was like, so talk to me, man. Explain all this stuff. How do I upload NFT and all of this? And so he still never answered the damn question. He gonna talk about, whoa, slow down, chill, chill, chill. Just relax and show me your photos. And then here go Micah just showing him the photos. And I'm like, Micah, so you still haven't got a real concrete answer from your damn teacher. You haven't got a concrete answer from this guy. And you still haven't called up Kiki? Okay, something about this just ain't right. And so, of course, when he's flipping through the pictures, he does tell Micah he likes what he's seeing. And he also asks if his friend, is his man. And he's like, nah, that's just my friend. And he's like, okay. He's like, yeah, well, these is good. I really like this. I think I got some collectors that would be interested in this. And Micah's like, really? And he's like, yeah. He was like, listen. But he does, of course, tell him again, like, don't get discouraged, because sometimes, you don't make it the first time or whatever. He's telling him he's gonna show him the ropes. I say, yeah, okay. So then we had Charlie and Nova sitting out here drinking these 40s. I said, child, y'all drinking 40s? Okay. They throwing them back, and they laughing because she telling, Nova how she got caught out there with this damn Imani bull crap or whatever, right? And then they're also talking about her husband, and she's telling her, you need to pull the Band-Aid off with that, and then she's telling her, if I let him go, then, he may find somebody else and all this other kind of stuff, right? And she says, so you got one foot in the door and one foot out. She was like, either step in or step out, make a choice, okay? You can't just stay stuck in the middle. And so, Billy basically was like, yeah, and she also was saying, Billy was saying this place hasn't changed along at all. And she says, well, the only place we used to be able to come to smoke, drink, dream, and then they start talking about why she didn't continue with her dreams and saying that it's not too late, because apparently she used to talk about nothing but law school back in the days. And no one was asking what happened. And she said life. And she got distracted. She said, okay, well, you could go ahead and get into it now, honey. Life ain't over. You still here. You still breathing, or whatever the case may be. What's stopping you? You still can. She was like, stop thinking and just do. She was like, girl, if you don't stop, you need a new damn catchphrase, okay? I'm tired of you saying that every minute. And then Nova was saying how Mo was giving her an idea about a protest, and Billy basically uses her line back on her, was like, well, then stop thinking and just do, So we see that Prosper does get his date night, okay? They got it all set up like Jamaica, baby. They coming in with that food, but Prosper said y'all could keep the fake Jamaican accents. And they was like, listen, we've been practicing this all day, so y'all gonna hear it, okay? Sandy absolutely loves it. She's thanking them like, wow, this is beautiful. You did all this for me. But of course, we can't ever just have something go smooth, because how it gotta be for us, right? They get a damn call in between Ralph Angel talking to Darla, in between, Prosper trying to enjoy his damn date, where they find out that these damn cops, the sheriff and them done been called to go to Miss P house and take everything out, and they freaking basically just kicking her out in the damn street in the middle of the night. They literally carrying boxes out, and they telling her whatever is not taken out is basically gonna be auctioned off, Darla tries to come over and show the sheriff some paperwork that she has, where they put in everything they needed to put in. You could tell Ralph Angel is just over it. He tired of this, because he had actually made a promise to her at one point in the meeting, which I forgot to mention, that they did have a meeting and they were saying everything that happened in the bank. And Ralph Angel was like, listen, we'll all put up money from our settlements and we'll put up extra if we have to. He was like, it's not going to happen again with you. I promise. So, of course, you know, he's taking this hard. He's feeling bad because they was trying to get everything together. And I'm like, how are y'all coming in the middle of the night? Didn't y'all tell her that she had 48 hours and it was supposed to be Monday? So what is this supposed to be, like Sunday night that this is happening? Like, and he's saying, you know, I don't have anything to do with this. I'm not the one y'all speak to about this. This is my job. So they saying, well, let's just try to get, you know, as much stuff in as we can. And Prosper's asking, is this necessary? And they're saying anything else that's left in the house is going to be auctioned off. I said, no, don't do Miss P like this. This is freaking trifling as hell, okay? And everybody's upset, okay? Hollywood, you know, of course, Aunt Va, Darla, Ralph Angel. Of course, Miss P is upset. She done been here 40 years. And here y'all go trying to steal her land, steal her house, take everything from her. And it's just freaking ridiculous, yo. You know what I'm saying? And she's saying, where's she gonna go? And Aunt Va says, don't you worry about that, okay? We are gonna figure that out. You are not in this by yourself, okay? You are not alone. You hear me? We all got you. We are all gonna, you know what I'm saying, pull together. And so, you know, Avon goes to continue to try to get some more stuff going. And, you know, Ralph Angel tells Darla to go ahead and get back in the truck. And then she comes over, and he comes over, I should say, and gives Miss P a hug and just was holding her. Now, I got scared for a minute how evil and mad Ralph Angel was looking. I said, please, Ralph Angel, don't think you about to go up to these cops and do nothing. But at this point, y'all, even with this situation and with the situation back at the damn, you know, council meeting, this is when I'm really missing Charlie. These was the times and events and things that Charlie used to come in and handle. Like, oh, I cannot. We need her. That was the episode, guys. You know what I'm saying? Put it in the comments, of course. You know how we do. Tell me what you thought about this episode, what you think the next thing is that they are going to do, honey, okay? Let's discuss. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you are so inclined. Give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky. All right, y'all. Till next time. Toodaloo.